So, Honkai Star Rail version 2.0. I'm about a week late to this, so pretty much the few people who care about my personal perspective on things will even care about this, I suppose, which is okay. I straight up just missed that they posted it. I am subscribed, but apparently I just glanced over it in my subscriptions feed. Now I have notifications turned on, so I definitely won't miss a future one. I feel especially bad about missing this because it's 2.0, you know? It's a big update. I'm assuming so anyway. At the time of actually speaking, I have not watched it yet. So this will be some live thoughts slash reaction here. We got Dawe here opening up the special program. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time he's hosted one for Star Rail. We have a ton of characters here in the trailer I don't recognize. I guess we'll learn more about at least some of them later. Yeah, as it is with Genshin and their 0.0 updates, we'll be getting a whole new area here. This first opening area, the Golden Hour, very modern city-esque actually. The main story will obviously be continuing, that just makes sense. Again, some more characters here I don't quite recognize. We're going to be having some more interactions with the Stellaron hunters, so might get a little spicy, or not. They just said the story will be uplifting and heartwarming, so. And apparently the main story for this new area will be continually added onto until version 2.3. Well, I'm not sure if I fully understand everything that's going on with this new area, but apparently all the water supplies and everything is filled with something called Soul Glad, which reminds me a lot of a certain classic film. Is it supposed to be soda or alcohol? They say it's fired from giant soda bottles, but I'm not sure I'm convinced. There's a big focus on dreams and like dreamscape. Seems very different from everything else they've done so far. Like, I'm not sure if it's not an order of magnitude too much different, but I mean, interesting, gotta give them points for that. They do be drinking the Soul Glad out of martini glasses. Everyone in this new area is apparently an alcoholic. We are moving on to the new characters now. Black Swan looks really cool. I was definitely expecting that design to be Quantum, but yeah, she's Wind and Nihility. Nihility not my favorite type, honestly, but let's see where this goes. Okay, I think we actually have seen her at one point. She's like a divinator. She has like, you know, the crystal ball and she can see things and knows everything kind of. So yeah, that makes sense. She's actually using tarot cards to attack the enemies. That's pretty good. Getting into the actual mechanics though, when she's using basic or skill, she can implant a special debuff on the enemy called Arcana, which from what they said, I can only deduce is an actual form of damage over time. In fact, in this demo team, Kafka is there. Maybe it'd be finally time to finish my Kafka. Besides Kafka, she might actually be the first 5-star dot character as far as I'm aware, so that's pretty interesting. Unfortunately, as usual, they were a little light on all the details, but yeah, we can assume she is a 5-star damage over time character that'll probably pair really nicely with Kafka. We got another new 5-star here though, Sparkle, a Quantum Harmony character is one I've actually really been wanting for my mono quantum team, so really looking forward to learning how she works. Okay, that's already insane. As long as she's in the team, you can have up to 7 skill points at once. I mean, that sounds insane on paper, but when I actually think about it for a second, I mostly never actually have even the 5. I'm assuming she will regain skill points somehow though. Yep, when you use her ultimate, she'll recover multiple skill points. They also say she buffs the damage when using skill points. So I'm really wondering if Imbibitor is going to be insane with her. I mean, because of all the skill point recovery, I feel like she's already going to be good in that regard since Imbibitor is so skill hungry. But like if there's stacks, like for each skill point you use, you deal X amount more damage. I mean, Imbibitor is like still my favorite DPS. So forget the mono quantum team. I'm probably just going to pair her with Imbibitor. And then apparently her skill actually sounds quite like Bronya's, where she advances allies' action forward up to a degree. I don't know if the action advancement will be as strong as Bronya's since it says to a degree, where Bronya's is just, you are definitely going after me. But they do specifically say, at least in the subtitles here, when your turn ends, it's still your turn. I guess we'll have to wait to see the specifics when she's actually in game, but sounds really nice. 2 new companion missions for the 2 new characters. I gotta say though, I'm much more looking forward to Sparkle than Black Swan, though Black Swan looks really cool, and it'll probably convince me to finally finish my Kafka, but Sparkle just looks really interesting. Then we got a new 4-star Misha here, Ice Destruction. Okay, that is pretty cute. So he's actually using his luggage trolley as a weapon here. Reminds me of Lynx and her giant pill for healing. Okay, another character that is good in skill-hungry teams apparently. They say the more skill points the team uses, the more motivated Misha is by the team's efforts. His ultimate will also scatter heavier suitcases. So I mean, yeah, as a destruction character, he is, I guess, supposed to be a DPS. Phase 1 will be Black Swan, the dot character, alongside her light cone, of course. And in phase 2, we got Sparkle and her light cone. I assume Misha is going to be in one of those banners, but they don't specify. Also get some rerun banners. I'm just going to call it. They're definitely going to have Imbibitor in there somewhere, right? Yep, there it is. I knew it. Imbibitor rerun. I might try and get an Eidolon or two. I'm not sure yet. Oh, and then in phase 2, our rerun is Jingyuan. That's actually pretty surprising. I mean, I do still use Jingyuan, though very rarely these days, basically only when there's lightning weakness and no other weakness I can really use. We will be getting a few new enemies as well. I guess I have to talk about the trash cans. But besides that, we have Sam, pretty intense looking new enemy here. And the trash cans, which are pretty unique. They don't have any weaknesses, and normal attacks will deal basically no damage to them. Apparently their weakness is just whatever you're attacking them with, so they have every weakness and no weakness at the same time. There'll actually be a lot of new enemies. We have this like gorilla dude shooting the soul glad at us, clocky dude, but he's actually in a TV. Powerful memory zone memes. I guess I don't know what's going on anymore, but they look like pretty wacky creatures. Some pretty interesting mechanics with this thing. I assume it's a weekly boss, but apparently after the eyes glow red, it'll one-shot someone, and you have to break them free out of some kind of stone, and then they'll return to life. Here they're explaining some mechanics of this new world. Seems very puzzly with different movement mechanics. All right, moving on to the events. The first one is Prison Break. Apparently Soul Glad was banned and no one likes that, and then they got thrown to prison and you got to do some puzzles and stuff. And if you drink Soul Glad, your morale raises. So is this just alcohol or are we talking about something even harder? We do get a free 4-star, which is cool though. Not sure my Yukong is E6 yet. Might pick up one of her. Then there's like stamp collecting or something. Look, I'm going to be honest. I don't care about this at all. This doesn't seem very enticing to me. We will also have a combat event at least, which I do really like. Okay, wait, now we're getting into the good stuff. We got new Relics set. Always love to see those. Please give us some details. Okay, this is kind of another dot set, but not only. They said characters who equip this set will deal more damage to enemies currently afflicted with debuffs. So it could be a set for Dr. Ratio or just other dot teams, or basically anyone when you have a debuffer in your team. I guess it could stack with how many debuffs you also have. But we also have Watchmaker Master of Dream Machinations, a set that increases the break effect for the team. That's literally all they say, so who knows? We'll get more details when it's actually in the game, I suppose. We'll have some new Ascension materials, I guess, for some of the new characters coming. Oh, that's weird. We'll also have new trace materials for Destruction, Nihility, and Harmony, which are the 3 new characters coming. I mean, I guess that's fair. Genshin does the same thing. It's not really a big deal unless you wanted to prepare in advance, which I usually do at least a bit. New light cones in the Forgotten Hall and Pure Fiction shop. I'm glad I haven't spent too much of that currency yet, so we can maybe check those out if there's something good. They're talking about system improvements now. This is actually the most exciting part. So the first thing here, new Fates Atlas system. We have like a story tree. We can go back and sort of look at all the things and the context within the story. It's organized in a pretty neat way as well. Oh, that's cool. We can have more support characters up there. It's been 1 since launch, but now it looks like we can have up to 3 different support characters that our friends can use. Pretty cool. Also get an update to the Relic upgrade system. Pretty similar to what Genshin did pretty recently. You can have a toggle there to enhance to the next level, and you can choose things more specifically to be thrown in there as fodder. Relic sorting has also been updated to be easier and more refined. And then Relic set recommendations, which Genshin has actually had for a while. But yeah, nothing to complain about. Pretty cool little updates there. Another free 10 pull with the Gift of Odyssey coming back as well. And another free 10 pull via Gift of Stellarium. Very generous. But yeah, besides a few other sort of offline events and such like that, that was pretty much the special program. It was definitely a big one for sure. Though to be totally honest, I am just most looking forward to Sparkle. Like, I love Harmony characters. That's been consistently like my favorite type of character. The new area does of course look very interesting. Overall though, yeah, that was 2.0. And some of my thoughts on it, like it did kind of turn into a bit of a summary there. Let me know what you think about version 2.0 in the comments down below though. Dropping a like or subscribing to the channel if you enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.